Fool. You can smuggle in more gas and his book of rules, but you can't take a mother and give her back to son. What kind of freedom is bought with a gun?
Hi, I'm Matthias. Welcome to Last Resort Repair and Recreation, Episode 4. I'm going to start off with some poems. Our theme today is ignorance. For my segment, we just finished doing a portrait for a poem that we wrote a while ago. We were waiting for the portrait to be fixed so we could read the poem on air. We did release the poem on Facebook, and the portrait is up on Facebook as well, along with there's a website called Bang Your Art Online Art Gallery, and that portrait has been posted there too. So you can search Mark Cloverfield on Facebook if you haven't seen the portrait and you want to look at it, or you can go to bangyourart.com and find it there. Okay, our theme today is ignorance for the poetry session, and then after that I have an article to read, and then we will go on to the next segment with Tigan. Okay, the poem's called A Future for the Blind Man. My optometrist told me that the blind man can't see, but the ignorant man is as blind as can be. The ignorant man is unaware that he's blind, while the blind man can open the eye in his mind. The ignorant man is rotting inside, while the blind man has never felt so alive. Ignorance is poison, and it holds us all back. When ignorance rules, we fall under attack. Ignorance will never see what could be. It has sewn its eyes shut permanently. Beneath his calcified ego and its layers of rock, the ignorant man is a slave to the clock. He does as he's told and doesn't care why. Such a wasted existence when you're living to die. The blind man has been gifted. He cannot see what is, but he can see what could be, and the future is his. Be open-minded, don't be closed-minded and calcified and stuck in your ways, because sometimes those ways may not be what you thought they were. And we've been going through that, and I think everybody needs to do that. Take a look at and see how they can figure out other things and reasons for things that they may not have thought of before. And belief systems that have been set up on purpose to mislead. And we just want to open up to truth and spread wisdom. That's why we do the show. What on Earth is Happening? Mark Passio does wonderful work, and you should check it out if you haven't yet. He's a great teacher, and he knows what he's talking about because he's been there, and he was part of what he didn't realize that he was involved in. But luckily he got involved in Satanism, so he knew he could tell us and let us know what to watch out for, because a lot of stuff that they teach is more about, it's all about selfishness, and it's really sick. And he tells us things. He tries to tell everybody that he can about certain things, because it's good that we know this, so we don't get caught up in what the pigs set up for us, the traps they set, like the Super Bowl. And Mark was talking about how they're always doing those occult rituals and stuff to harness the energy of the crowd. It's all set up, all the stuff, like the famous stuff and everything. They have control over all of that. They use that to harness energy. And of course they want to get young minds involved with all that. It's absolutely insane. And in case you didn't realize that, we hate sports, but that's besides the point. Okay, here's a good poem, a good lesson, great lesson to teach for children. It's a good story, an allegorical story about how people were following a certain thing, and then they found out it wasn't what they thought it was. Okay, it's called The Golden Sign. Right way road, the golden sign. Hurry up now, you'll be left behind. We are the followers who will be rewarded. If you don't follow, you will be deported. He will burn you with fire because you're a bad person. You will never live forever. You'll be thrown in a prison. So many just followed right way road. They never asked questions or took anything slow. Until one day a wise man stopped and stared at the sign. And ignorance came by and asked, "Isn't it so fine?" The man answered, "No, not at all." Then they began to persecute. But the man cried out, "Please wait before you trouble me with your boots. There is something you must see." And he began to scrape the sign. And the people cried out in horror, "You're destroying what is fine." But soon they began to notice what they never had before. The sign they thought was solid gold wasn't golden anymore. And that was when they realized that they were so sure it was right, was just leading them farther into the night. They apologized to the wise man and admitted they were wrong. They said, "Won't you be our hero? You are wise and strong." But the wise man answered, "I'm no different than you, and altogether we are equal in the light of the truth." And that's the truth. We try to teach good wisdom and skills and prepare so we don't get sucked into mind control and stuff like that. That's what we try to do here: spread truth and wisdom and help other people to do the same thing and inspire them to use their skills to do the great work. And none of us are any better than each other. We're all equal in this together. And it's important to have teachers for the kids so they understand the ideologies that the powers that be are trying to use to keep things going on the catastrophic timeline. And so we're not on that. We're on the positive timeline, and we are going to change things. And whether they like it or not, we will continue doing what we're doing, talking about things, about articles, and trying to find new ways and clever ways to teach individuals to be more open-minded and understanding things. And we're always learning along the way, just like anyone else as we go along. So we like to share information that we find. We found on this there's a website called Earth We Are One, and we found this article that was interesting about some stuff we've talked about on previous shows. It says, "Scientists, we are aliens on our own planet," by Message to Eagle. The idea that humanity is not from Earth is as controversial as it is intriguing. Are we really aliens on our own planet? If this is true, where is our place of origin in the galaxy? A scientific evaluation of the evidence against man's evolution on planet Earth has been put forward by a researcher and author. According to Dr. Ellis Silver, leading environmentalist and ecologist, there are a number of reasons why humans do not come from Earth. In his book, Humans Are Not From Earth, A Scientific Evaluation of the Evidence, Dr. Silver lists 17 factors which suggest we are not from this planet. He also discusses the place of origin and the timeline when humanity appeared on Earth. A scientific evaluation of the evidence for and mostly against man's evolution on planet Earth by a leading environmentalist and ecologist, including an evaluation of the 13 leading hypotheses, 17 factors which suggest we are not from Earth. How did we get here? When did we get here? What is our home planet like? If the most likely stars that our home planet orbits. If aliens are out there, why can't we detect them? Are we aliens? Dr. Silver says our psychology suggests we evolved on a planet with lower gravity. Mankind is supposedly the most highly developed species on the planet, yet it is surprisingly unsuited and ill-equipped for Earth's environment, harmed by sunlight, a strong dislike for naturally occurring foods, ridiculously high rates of chronic disease, and more. Dr. Silver said in an interview with Yahoo News, The Earth approximately meets our needs as a species, but perhaps not as strongly as whoever brought us here initially thought. Silver said in an interview with Yahoo News, Lizards can sunbathe for as long as they like, and many of them do. We just about get away with it for a week or two, but they have your day in the sun, forget it. You might as well just lie down on the freeway and wait for a bus to hit you. We are dazzled by the sun, which is also odds to Silver. Most animals are not. Dr. Silver claims that some chronic illnesses that plague the human race, such as bad backs, could be a sign that we evolved on a world with lower gravity. Silver points to other unique human traits, such as the fact that babies' heads are so large that women have trouble giving birth. In earlier eras, this was often fatal for the mother, child, or both. No other truly native species on this planet has this problem, he says. Dr. Silver also points out that the extra 223 genes in human beings, which are not found in any other species, and to the lack of a fossil missing link. Silver also claims that the human race has defects that mark us out as being possibly not of this world. We are all chronically ill, says Dr. Silver. Indeed, if you find a single person who is 100% fit and healthy, not suffering from perhaps hidden or unstated condition or disorder, there's an extensive list in the book. I would be extremely surprised not being able to find anyone. Did we evolve in an alien world? I believe that many of our problems stem from the simple fact that our internal body clocks have evolved to expect a 25-hour day. This has been proven by sleep researchers, but the Earth's day is only 24 hours. This is not a modern condition. The same factors can be traced all the way back through mankind's history on Earth. Dr. Silver does not suggest one answer, but a possibility that early pre-humans such as Homo erectus were crossbred with another species. He also suggests several possible origins, including Alpha Centauri. Mankind is supposedly the most highly developed species on the planet, yet is surprisingly unsuited and ill-equipped for Earth's environment, harmed by sunlight, a strong dislike for naturally occurring raw foods, ridiculously high rates of chronic disease, and more. Plus, there's a prevailing feeling that many people, that they don't belong here or that something just isn't right. This suggests, to me at least, that mankind may have evolved on a different planet, and we may have been brought here as a highly developed species. One reason for this, discussed in the book, is that Earth might be a prison planet, since we seemed to be a naturally violent species, and we're here until we learn to behave ourselves. Humans are not from Earth. It was published. It was published mainly to gauge reaction from readers and to provoke thought, particularly those who might not have considered such a possibility before. Dr. Ellis says that while his idea is an extreme evolution of that idea, it is intended to be thought-provoking, and in his opinion, he has a largely positive response to it. Now Dr. Silver hopes that readers will contact him with more evidence for more extensive follow-up work. So, yes, like interference theory, from what I can understand, that something did come here and create humanity. And humans, I believe, have such a difficult existence because they're human. Like the 8 wherever the Homo erectus DNA was made and then put together with something else. And I don't think those two were meant to go together, but the Anunnaki or whatever the hell you want to call them that came here to make humanity as a slave species mixed it up. It wasn't supposed to be like that. It wasn't a natural occurrence. It was something that they did. Put those things together. So, that's my understanding. And, it's very confusing, and I don't know if I'm right, but, I'm trying to understand what's going on. Because, as you might know, I'm curious to know where and exactly what is the origin of my maker. I know where I came from. I know I was made with button eyes and a leather tongue and denim and a part of some kind of a gray bag, which all those parts separated turned out to be me together, brought together by my human's hands. So, yeah, so naturally I'm curious about the origins of my maker. And she's also curious about the origins of her maker. And she's found her higher self through meditation, and she thinks that she could have been her own maker because she incarnated. And also, as we were talking about last time, there was an article about how in order to get to Earth you had to learn manifestation. So I'm not sure how it all works, but some reason I think that everyone manifested themselves here to fix this crap of a system that we have, so the future could be better for everyone, and we could defeat the pigs by not cooperating with their garbage. So yeah, so that's about it for today. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time.